MLS.com.
The greatest ever takes command of that stage and this entire arena.
The final stop on the redemption tour was floor exercise, and they have been redeemed with a gold medal. What a journey.
First pass, triple-double. Look how high she goes, almost 12 feet in the air to do the hardest tumbling pass in the world.
I mean, that's just awe-inspiring.
It's been a long journey for these athletes. They set out on a mission, and they got the job done here tonight.
If she wanted redemption for anyone, Terry and Sam, obviously it's for herself, and I think her and the world can finally close that book on Tokyo and say, look what she's done now.
Cedric, Spiff Cedric's away. Cedric up over the 50, the 40. She's gonna take it all the way. Cedric for the USA.
And I am so beside myself right now.
It is level at 12 apiece. The conversion will win the bronze medal for Team USA. Yes, Sammy, we got you. Calm down.
This is going to be the easier kick right down the middle.
There it is.
Oh my
there
God.
it is. Cedric with the conversion, and Team USA make history in Paris.
Oh my God. That is amazing.
Alona Mar, the hands in the air. They've done what no other American rugby team in sevens have ever done before. 100 years after the men's 15-a-side team won the gold medal in this city against France in 1924. 2024, Team USA women have won the gold, the bronze medal. Getting a little bit excited. History made by Team USA. History makers, bronze medal winners at the Paris Olympic Games. Congratulations.
The Kansas City Royals.
Here's Luis Robert Jr.
Pitches low, kicks away, and a run will score. Lopez trots home. It's 1-0.
And Massey jumps on one into deep right center field. Robert is at the fence, and the Royals tied the game. How about that at bat?
Oh, yeah.
From 0-2 to 3-2 to a solo home run.
Andrew Vaughn with one away. That one well struck out to left, and Andrew Vaughn has gone deep. A solo shot in the fourth as the White Sox retake the lead. Vaughn his 13th of the season, and he is now homered in back-to-back games.
Very shallow center field. Here comes Robert, and it's going to drop. High fastball is lined into left field. Blanco scores. Junior goes to third. He's going to come to the plate. How about that? Heads up base running.
See if Lenine Sosa has a little magic in his bat.
Curveball got him looking. And Sam Long gets the save, and the Royals have another rally in the 8th inning with Bobby Wood Jr. right in the middle of it. And they beat the White Sox tonight 4-3.
Well, getting the guys on ahead of that, they're really patient at bat from Michael. You're down a run, you're probably trying to do, you have the instinct to try to do a little more than that. He took his walk, then a really good at bat from Hampson to move the runner with 2 strikes, because he didn't get the second until there were 2 strikes. He moves the runner, Freddie takes the walk. So all of those leading up to it, Bobby, not trying to do too much. Anderson's throwing 96, 97, so tough guy to face. Gets the run in. They kept the infield in because they know they're not unlikely to turn a double play on Bobby. So just making contact is huge there. And then Vinny, 2 strikes as well, I think, going the other way. Great base running from Bobby, but a great send from Vance, too. As soon as he sees that throw going to second, he never stopped.
How about those Royals, huh?
Yeah, how about that? The boys are playing some ball, huh?
Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. Last day of July. August is almost here. Damn. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, we get paid. Money's already spent.
I tried to teach myself to not wish time away.
No.
And so I'll be honest with you, I'm trying to pump the brakes on the summer here a little bit.
Yeah.
And enjoy, because I'm so I'm so anxious for football to season, not only to start the season, not only for the Chiefs, but for Mizzou and for the rest of college football. But also, I know some parents feel the opposite, but I'm not looking forward to the girls going back to school. Because it's just everything's going by too fast for me right now. And so,
seems like wasn't 4th of July last week?
Yeah. And so I just feel like I'm trying to pump the brakes here. And I know we're like, let's get to the games that matter for the Royals. Let's get to the end. This is the time. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey. This is what we've asked for. We're getting ready. It's the last day of July. We're going to go into August with the Royals in the thick of a playoff hunt. And they went out and they made some moves before the trade deadline. They didn't sit on their hands. Okay? They went out and they made some moves. Like, if I'm a Minnesota Twins fan, I'm pissed. They do nothing. They do nothing. And they're in a similar boat to the Royals. Well, they're supposed to be here. Royals weren't supposed to be here. But the Royals went out and made some moves that should help the team. And they got a shot here. It's not going to be easy. Their schedule, once they're done with the White Sox here, their schedule goes to a different level. Very difficult schedule when you look at it overall between now and the end of the season. But they've added to the bullpen. Over the course of the past couple of weeks, they've added 3 quality arms to the pitching staff. Not many teams can say that. And I know that some people will wonder, is Hunter Harvey really a quality arm? Yes, he is. He's just not. He hasn't been pitching well, and he hasn't been pitching well in the Royals uniform, but he is a quality arm. And so is Michael Lorenzen, and so is Lucas Ursek. And then they added a bench bat in Paul DeYoung. Okay, was it the outfielder we were hoping for or looking for? No. But the Royals only had so many desirable players and prospects that they were willing to trade. They only had so much money to go to the grocery store with, right? They couldn't buy everything. And they had to make a decision. And they traded 3 prospects for a very intriguing pitcher in Lucas Ursek. We'll get to him here in a minute. But they won't admit it, but I feel like it came down to something we talked about the last couple of days. Okay, what's the priority here? Do you want to add another bat, or do you need to add another arm to the bullpen? A high leverage arm, because they added an arm in Michael Lorenzen, but he's not a possible closer. I don't look at him as a 7th or 8th inning guy. He's a guy that can start. He's a guy that can pitch multiple innings. He can fill different roles, but he's not a high leverage reliever. Hunter Harvey is, but they needed to go out and get another one. And so I think they could have got an outfielder, but then I don't think they would have had the resources to go get Ursek. And so you have to ask yourself, like I asked you yesterday, Jake, what's your priority? If you could have one, what do you want? Do you want the bat or do you want the arm?
Bullpen.
And I think we've seen the bullpen is the bigger problem, is the bigger issue. Now, last night, I'm sitting there watching that game like, they should have got another bat. This offense can suck sometimes. But, once again, they wake up in the 8th inning and to get the job done. And at least there's some guys there with some upside that you're betting on. We'll get to that in a little bit also. But the Royals made some necessary moves, and now they've set themselves up to chase a wild card spot. And going into this year, what would you have said? How would you have reacted if I would have told you that on opening day? If I would have told you Wednesday, July 31st, the day after the trade deadline, the Royals would have added 3 pitchers and a bench bat with some power. By the way, I think in the third on the team in home runs with his 18. I mean, it's not like he's not nothing. He has 18 homers. And the Royals would have a 2-game lead for the last wild card spot. We'd all say, good to go, sign me up.
Yeah.
We'd say, hot to go.
I mean, I think all I ask for is to be relevant around the All-Star break.
Well, right now,
in the mix.
Right now, they got a wild card spot, so they're relevant.
Yes.
Okay?
Right. That's superseded any expectation
teams,
I had.
I know they're still chasing Cleveland, but there are teams that are chasing them for a wild card spot.
They are playoffs started today, they'd be in it.
And again, last night, the Royals woke up in the 8th inning, and they got the job done. It does not matter how they win these games. It does not matter how they win these games. They just got to win, and they won last night 4-3. Their bats were asleep. It was 2-1 going into the 8th, and they put up 3 runs. And who was right in the middle of it? Oh, yeah, Bobby Witt Jr.
B-Dub-J.
Who goes 1 for 3 last night with a walk. And, again, he shows you the different ways he can impact a baseball game. What did I tell you that people overlook when they vote for the MVP? Defense, base running. Especially with Bobby Witt Jr., the way he runs the bases. And look what happened last night. First of all, he comes up down 2-1, and of course he gets a hit and ties the game. Right? That's huge. But then, and it's just, again, it's one of these things, man. He's one of the most exciting players in baseball. After he singles and drives in Garcia, he's at first, and Blanco ran for Fermin, so he's at second. Vinny comes up, and Vinny, he's the run producer right now that the Royals have expected him to be. He's been much better. And so I anticipate a really good finish to the season for Vinny Pasquantino. But he singles to left. He gets thrown out, try to stretch it to 2, but Bobby Witt Jr. just races around the bases and scores from first base. I mean, you see him on the base pass. It's like hell on wheels, man. And so that's his legs, his base running affect a baseball game. He does things that other guys can't do, or very few guys can do. Harvey comes in, gives up a run, gets through it, and then a really nice development. Sam Long comes in to close. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, including 2 strikeouts. All right, Senzel got a hold of one and hit it to deep center. But 2 strikeouts. 1 to start the inning, 1 to finish the inning. So write down Sam Long on your list of Royals relievers that could factor into closing games. I mean, he look, it's the White Sox, whatever. He went out there and got it done. So that was a nice development.
I almost mentioned him when you and Scott Carroll were.
Well, you know what, though? You didn't.
I know. That's
the important thing.
I'm a
here.
chicken.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine.
But, I mean, he had some really good numbers leading up to, being put in that role last night.
And many times that doesn't matter.
Right.
Because then you put a guy in that role and it's just,
Right. That's
Some guys can't do it. Some guys can't gas Mike Boddicker when he gets in here. Some guys just don't fit in that role.
Looked good last night.
Some guys fit great in the 6th inning, 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning. No. But he looked good last night, didn't he?
He did.
Throwing strikes.
I liked your terrible Twitter joke.
What?
That save didn't take
long. So the Royals win 4-3. Don't have to wait long to check out Game 3 and hopefully watch the Royals sweep the series again from the White Sox, who have lost 1,000,000 games in a row, because it's a day game, and Brady Singer is on the mound with his .282 ERA. Brady Singer against Drew Thorpe. 1:10 first pitch in Chicago. Go Royals. Now, the trade that they made yesterday, they made 2 trades. By far the bigger trade is acquiring reliever Lucas Erceg from the Oakland A's. He's 29 years old. But this is a very interesting story. They give up 3 prospects, the best of which is probably Mason Barnett. Mason Barnett, Will Klein, Jared Dickey. And so here's the really interesting thing about this to me. Just looking at Erceg right now, is he an upgrade? Yes, he is. Sure he is. He's got a .368 ERA, a .120 whip. He's got 41 strikeouts and only 13 walks in 36 innings, swinging and miss stuff. Hard thrower. He can hit triple digits, okay? A power bullpen arm. And so just if I describe that to you, like, okay, that's good. Got a nice upgrade and a guy that could legitimately close for the Royals. He could end up being the Royals' closer. If not this year, maybe next year. And maybe this year, I don't know. I bet you we see him at least have a couple of save opportunities. But you would expect Oakland to be trading rental players that will be free agents at the end of the year, or maybe only have a year and a half of control. This is what is I don't want to say shocking, but like I couldn't possibly try to figure out what Oakland's doing or make sense of what that organization does. I have no idea. Erceg's not a free agent until 2030. Normally, teams like Oakland don't make guys like him available in the trade market because they like guys with team control, right? That's what they want. But they looked to, and what did we talk about yesterday? What did we talk about with Andy Rogers? Teams are paying a lot for relievers. They always do, but even it seems like more so this trade deadline. Teams are paying a premium for bullpen arms. And so Oakland say, we got this guy. Who the hell knows when we're going to be competitive? And we have this guy with team control. Maybe we just jump on it and take advantage of it. And there is that theory that, you know what, bullpen arms, burn them and churn them. Fine. And so I don't hate it, but these guys aren't always available, right? Because normally when you're trading with a team that sucks, they want to trade you players that don't have much team control. That's somewhat unconventional. Like, hey, we suck. Here's a reliever that's not a free agent until 2030. You want him? Like, yeah. And so mark that down, because I told you in my conversations that I had with people in the front office with the Royals, they were chasing a closer or a guy that could become a closer in the offseason. That was one thing on the shopping list that they didn't cross off. And they had trade talks with a couple of different teams, and it just didn't come to fruition. They were able to land Hunter Harvey, but they still wanted a guy that was either an established closer or they felt like could turn into a closer. Urseg is not an established closer, although he was the closer for the A's right now, since their closer was on the IL with a broken finger. But the other thing to remember about Urseg, which is really interesting, is he didn't become a pitcher full-time until 2021. And so the Royals believe that he's just scratching the surface of his ability as a reliever, as a pitcher. He began his career as an infielder, but converted to pitching in 2021 when he was a member of the Brewers organization. He struggled in the minors as a reliever. He was traded to Oakland last May, and he was given an opportunity to pitch at the big league level for the first time. He had control issues, but he showed promise. And he flashed a 98-mile-per-hour sinker that he complemented with a fastball, changeup, slider, and occasional cutter. And he showed promise. He showed that he was a guy that clearly was an unfinished product, but had the opportunity to turn into something, right? He had a special arm. And so makes great strides after last year. As I said, in 55 innings, he had a chance to figure things out at the major league level. Because, again, Oakland was going nowhere, and they give him a shot to develop and turn into something. And I will say, I said I don't know what Oakland does half the time. That was something smart. They took this guy with this promise and let him figure things out at the major league level and turned him in to a quality reliever, and they're able to flip him for 3 prospects to the Royals. But last year, he had a 4.75 ERA and a 1.58 WHIP. But he had 68 strikeouts in 55 innings. And so now this year, his walk rate has gone down. He's become more polished. And so now when you look at that and you think, okay, look how much better he got from last year to this year, and now you get him with the Royals organization and their pitching coaches, you can dream about, okay, well, what's he going to be by next year as he continues to figure it out? And I think the Royals think they found their closer, maybe not just for this year, but for the next several years. So this is a very exciting trade. Now, he could just end up being a guy, a reliever, a part of the bullpen. But there's tremendous upside here. We could look back at this deal in a year or two, and Ursay could be the closer. And you remember that trade when everyone was paying an arm and a leg for established closers, and you know what Tanner Scott got traded for, and you know this and that, and what Carlos Estevez got traded for, and the Royals got Urseg, and he turned into their closer or one hell of a reliever. That's the kind of upside that I think the Royals think he has, and there's reason to believe that. And so this is very exciting. Not only it's the kind of trade that excites me because not only does it help him right now, but this is also the type of trade that is going to and can help them for several years because the guy is not a free agent until 2030.
Could have been because he was excited about it.
Yes. And hell, he might end up being the closer this year. Power arms are not easy to acquire. And the Royals got a couple of them. And when you compare to what other teams gave up, they did pretty damn good. There was nobody in that deal with Urseg, with the A's, that I was like, oh, no, they gave him up. I was like, I'm going to tell you this, Jake. The span of time from when the trade was reported to when I found out what they gave up, I was like, oh, boy.
Sweating it.
Oh, boy. All right, what did they give up? This guy, they got team control through 2029. Oh, boy. What did they give up? What did they give up? And then I saw, I go, that it? That it?
I mean,
okay,
especially
so someone else reported. Is that it?
After the Phillies kind of set the market and they kind of overpaid for us.
I'm like, look, are we good? Are we good? Is that it? Because, sometimes, we forgot one player and they added it. We good? Is that it? That's a 3?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Good. Done. Wow. Like it. Love it. Want some more of it. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
about Lucas Erceg than almost anybody here, going all the way back to childhood. What are the Royals getting?
They're getting a competitor, someone who's not afraid to take the ball a lot, all the time. He's ready to take the ball. Like that's his MO. He's ready to go, no matter what. And he's going to compete his butt off. He and I grew up playing against each other. He was always the biggest, strongest dude hitting bombs. I mean, he was hitting bombs up until a few years ago, and now he just decided to go switch it up and throw 99. So he's that type of guy. He's that type of athlete. He's that type of talent. And as far as a teammate, he's going to fit in he's going to fit in great down there. So we're excited to get him.
Welcome back to New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We now bring in Mike Boddicker to the show. Mike, good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Wonderful. It's too hot outside, but other than that, good.
Oh, it sucks.
Well, at my age, it beats the heck out of cold, but it's still not good.
I don't think it does.
I don't either.
I don't think it beats the heck out of
cold. Wait till your blood starts thinning down.
I'm
good.
I'll
always like the cold.
I can get warm.
I used to say that. I love the cold when I was young.
Cold too.
You're still young.
I'm not that young.
You are.
I'm not young.
Trust me.
This is just
up until about 10 years ago. I love the cold.
I ran 4 miles yesterday, and it was grueling.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I gotta get my.
It's dangerous.
I gotta get it in. I gotta get it in.
I know. You get it in on a treadmill. I don't want nothing to happen to you.
Nothing's happening
to me. It's a heat advisory. Okay, you're not Goggins. Okay, you're Gutierrez.
He's Kenyan.
All right.
He's Kenyan.
All right. You come out and have a heat stroke. Goggins is not going to help you. Then I'm left to take care of you. All right. Watch yourself.
I will.
Look, the heat. Just you don't
hydrate.
I'm just gonna tell you that's not something you play with.
No, I
check on your people. That heat is that's miserable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it makes me so.
I'm miserable all the time anyway. So.
You know what I want?
Nobody.
You know what I want?
You know,
so
I did like pitching in hot weather.
That's fine. You don't pitch anymore, Mike.
I know.
Okay. You know what I like? Give me. I'm not sitting there arguing for. Give me 20 degrees. You know what I want? Give me Friday night football, fall weather, 55 to 60 degrees.
55, 60.
Hoodie weather, windbreaker weather, whatever. I'll still throw some shorts on when it's 55 or 60 degrees, whatever. But right there with a nice breeze, give it to me. Jake, give it to me.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
You said you don't want time to go too fast.
I know.
There you go.
I don't like this weather. That's all. You brought it up. You got me going. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's the worst when you wait, like, it's 4:30 in the morning and you walk outside and it's just like walking into a sauna. It's like, this is not going to be a good day.
No, it's not a good day. No.
It's going to be hot. Hydrate.
So, you played those comments from Sam Long about Lucas Erceg. Also, I retweeted yesterday a tweet from Dallas Braden, former Major League pitcher who's been the color commentator on TV for the A's, and he tweeted out, Royals fans, you're getting a dude who will do anything to win a baseball game, a guy who will pitch anywhere at any time for however long he's asked. He has great stuff and is a competitor. I will root for Lucas wherever he goes. KC fans, you got a good one. Take care of him. Strong praise.
Yeah.
From a former Major League pitcher that has watched him up close.
Has watched him. That's the thing. Has seen what he has been doing the last 2 years.
That's exactly right. Thomas Nestico, who describes himself as a baseball hockey nerd and puts out interesting statistical analysis on his Patreon. I know you'd like to subscribe to that. I can hook you up with that. Described Erceg. He's a former third baseman who's been a very effective medium high leverage relief pitcher this season. Tosses high 90s, a bullet slider, a changeup which has a ton of arm side movement. A great addition to the Royals bullpen. Eno Saris, who's also a very good follow. Urseg is a great dude. Had some drinking problems in college. Ended up getting
Who didn't?
Well, right. Ended up getting clean at Menlo College with Jason Okart. Drafted by the Brewers as a third baseman. Switched to relieving, and now sits right next to Hunter Harvey on the stuff leaderboard in the Royals pen. Which basically, if you look at the best stuff. Now,
Yeah.
Hunter Harvey has been getting behind hitters. That's not been his MO. He's a better pitcher than this. I still think, again, look at the back of the baseball card. Hunter Harvey will show
He's
that
just
he's a better
nitpicking a
pitcher.
little bit right now, trying to be too perfect.
And look.
No, his stuff's good enough. He doesn't have to be perfect.
He left the game the other day with a back issue. Who knows if he's still – we know that if you're having back spasms, having anything wrong with your back, that could throw everything off.
Yes.
Right? So let's I still think he's going to be
I'm
an
not,
effective reliever
I'm not
down the
worried
stretch.
about Harvey at all.
But they've added these two guys with top-shelf stuff. Okay, and I'm fascinated by this because, number one, Urseg, his team control until –
Urseg is
2030.
Urseg has cleaned up his walk problem.
Right, but he's going to be. So this isn't a rental player.
Yeah.
This season, like Harvey is this year and next year. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Year and a half. You acquire this guy Urseg, and he's not a free agent until 2030. He as I mentioned, he was a third base prospect with the Brewers. He got traded to the A's. The Brewers converted him to a pitcher, and so he made his move. He made his conversion to being a full-time pitcher in 2021. Worked out kinks, did not put up good numbers, but tried to find himself as a pitcher in the minors. The A's said, screw it, let's come and do it at the majors. That's the one thing the A's can offer, right? The opportunity.
Them and the White Sox.
You're right. For guys that maybe haven't earned their way to the majors, they can get a spot up there to learn at the major league level. That doesn't always work out. And he had more strikeouts than innings last year. He had too many walks. This year, he's gotten much better. And so for a guy that is relatively new to being a full-time pitcher since 2021, there is reason to believe that he still hasn't reached his full potential, right?
Right. I'm sure he's been a pitcher his whole life, along with being a third baseman. I mean, there's a lot of guys who came up and did high school, college, and then you make a decision. What do you want to be, a position player? Or do you want to be you're going to be a pitcher? And obviously, the Brewers thought he was a position player and didn't pan out, and so I said, well, let's try you pitching. And you got a great arm, obviously.
Former Royals outfielder Brett Phillips is now pitching and signed with the Yankees organization. So it's
most guys, when they're in high school and college, do both. That have, the upside to do that. But generally, you got to make a decision when you get to that stage. So it's just he's known how to pitch, but not at the professional level.
Right, but once you're able to do it full time, it's different.
It's different. It's tough. That's the toughest part, is when all of a sudden they take the bat out of your hand, saying, you're not doing this anymore. Yeah, it took a while before I felt comfortable doing that, because I did both, and I loved hitting. I loved playing third, but everybody I talked to said, nah, you need to be pitching. So I think it was just the opposite for him, but maybe pitching is his love. You don't know. He's a bulldog. There's no doubt about that. Everybody that talks about him says this kid will go out there and do anything for you. He wants to win.
He averages 98.4 miles per hour in his fastball, generates a ton of whiffs with his slider and his changeup. He had a worrisome walk rate, as I mentioned last year.
That's mechanics.
Brought that down to 8.3% this year. Strikeout rate's 26.3%. He was drafted in the second round by the Brewers back in 2016. Became a full-time pitcher in 2021. So again, they feel like he hasn't reached his full potential yet. And you have now an assortment of pitchers for Matt Quattrero to use, and that's another story.
We have like 30 guys down there. Or what?
Well, here are the guys now you could pick from.
Okay.
As far as high leverage situations, Urseg and Hunter Harvey, Sam Long, who got the save last night, And then the guy that has the most saves this year, James MacArthur. So Harvey, MacArthur, Long, Erceg, and I don't know if you want to include Bubic in there.
No.
Okay, you don't.
No.
But this is giving you, and then, however they use Michael Lorenzen. How would you like them to use Lorenzen?
Starter.
Just flat out replace Marsh?
Yeah.
6-man rotation?
No.
Then what do you do with Marsh? Bullpen?
Yeah.
I mean, Lorenzen wasn't a bad pickup.
No. No. JJ did a nice job. He gave up nothing to get people. So, yeah, he did a really good job. It's just, I sat there and I'm sitting there, I was excited too, and then I sat there and I watched last night. We had 1 hit through 7 innings, and I'm going, wow. Thank God Chicago's bullpen's awful, but I'm sitting there going, look at, and then I looked up the schedule upcoming. I'm going, ooh.
It's going to be tough.
Tough? I mean, we were losing 2 out of 3 to the Cubs and 2 out of 3. I mean, I was like, no.
The Royals play well against better teams, though.
Yeah,
they really do. I mean, the problem that I've had,
except for the White Sox,
over the past several weeks. Well, the White Sox
they're awful.
They're in a league of their own.
Okay? They are. They're bullpen.
They really are.
I mean, the White Sox could have won both of those games.
They set
if they had any bullpen at all.
Their franchise record for longest losing streak in June, and then they broke it in July.
Nicely done.
That's there's not that many games to be able to set that record twice in back-to-back months.
No.
That's almost effing impossible. I mean, what have they lost now? 16 in a row?
Did you see that bullpen?
Well,
they can't win.
They don't even know you can't. Team.
There's no team out there that they can beat with that bullpen, because no matter what the score is, you get into the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, and they're just gonna give it up. They're awful.
Okay. Also, Jake, the Royals acquired infielder Paul DeYoung. He's listed as a shortstop. I will tell you that the Royals have that position filled.
You think?
And so expect him to play third base. They've also said that they're willing, because of his athleticism,
I would love to see him at third base,
to take a look at him in the outfield.
Mm-mm.
Okay?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so when you say...
I would rather see Michael Garcia out there.
He's
an athlete.
What I'm telling you is you might see DeYoung at third base and Garcia at second base.
It still doesn't help our outfield.
Does the outfield need help?
Yeah.
Who needs to be replaced?
There was 2 balls that were caught last night that we got lucky late. Melendez stumbled and caught that one, and then our center fielder
Hampson?
turned the wrong. No, was it Hampson? Turned the wrong way.
Hampson was in the end.
But that ball was lucky to be caught. I'm going, geez, this is not good. They were caught, but I'm sitting there going, that they did not look real smooth out there.
Hunter Renfroe's been fantastic.
He's been great. Hunter Renfroe is
just look at his overall numbers. It doesn't look good, but he's been fantastic in the past 30 or 40 games or so.
Yeah.
But Kyle Isbell,
he's nice defensive
he's a good
outfielder.
defensive outfielder.
Yeah.
And then Melendez is the only guy that you're talking about replacing. But they just, they couldn't acquire everything. They couldn't.
No, you can't. But I still would have. I don't know if DeYoung is the bat that we need, but
he's got pop.
He's got pop.
No, it wasn't the bat that they needed. They couldn't get. They couldn't afford.
Right.
We
didn't have the capital.
No,
for that.
The bullpen was the more important issue. It really was. That thing was falling apart. Let's hear Paul DeYoung, though, who had to walk across the diamond and just basically pack up his locker with the White Sox and then unpack in the visitors' locker room with the Kansas City Royals. He spoke with reporters before the game about the trade and talked about what his role might be with his new team.
Very thankful for this opportunity. I'm just happy to be on a great team. I've watched this team for a while now playing against them, and it seems like just a great group of guys, a lot of young, hungry talent, and a chance to win, which is what we all play this game for. So just excited to contribute as best I can.
Did you wake up today thinking, did you think there was a possibility, and did you think this could happen?
I was at peace with whatever was going to happen. I put my trust in God to put me in the right place, and just try to prepare and do my best I can in the place that I'm at. And today it's changing clubhouses, which is something new and special. I could have gone across the country, but instead I go across the field. So it's a day I'll always remember, and I'm just excited to start my career here with the Royals.
We've got a pretty good third baseman and a decent shortstop. What are your thoughts on a possible role?
I think my role is going to be fluid. I think I'll bounce around, just try to take advantage of whatever opportunities I get. I'm going to take reps that are all around the infield, and whatever Q needs and whatever this team needs, I'm willing to do.
Well, that's what you want to hear.
Yeah. He's at the stage where it's more important to be in the playoffs and get a shot for a ring. That's what he's looking for.
So Renfroe over the past 3 weeks, and we can go even further back, but I have it split up to by the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 308 with a 410 on base, 538 slug. Fantastic.
Yep.
Can't ask anything more.
Here's the situation, Steve. As a pitcher, who scares you?
Bobby Witt Jr.
and Hunter Renfroe. Those are the two guys. If I'm pitching, then I'm sitting there going, I can't let them beat me. And you saw him walk Renfroe twice last night. I'm sitting there going,
Vinny's been good.
At times, yeah.
Vinny's been good.
Yeah.
I mean, over the past 3 weeks, he's hitting 317.
Yeah, he's
driven in 10 runs. I mean,
but he's in a premium spot. He needs to do that.
What about Salvi doesn't put any fear in you?
No.
If you make a mistake to Salvi,
it depends on hot Salvi, cold Salvi. That's how he is.
Sure.
Right now, he didn't know. Right now, no. And now when he's hot, no. But when he's not, when he's swinging at those balls, that's the cold Salvi, and that's what you're going to get with him.
Sure.
That's part of the deal. Overall, yeah, he's great.
Look, June 23rd, Pasquantino was hitting 231. He's hitting 261 now. He's been consistently getting better and better and better.
And I expected that. I told you. I mean, I really like the kid. The whole key is we can't be pull happy, and that's what I see a lot of in this team. Now, last night, Vinny hit the ball the other way.
Okay, let's break it down.
That's what you have to do. You have to. Okay, you've got X amount of swings per at bat, and once you get down in the count, you got to be able to hit the ball the other way.
Let's break it down this way, because this is what the Royals are banking on with their offense. There's so many guys who've been underperforming. There's going to be a handful of them that are going to be better in the second half. Okay, so I'll just go through like the lineup last night, and you tell me if you think or what your confidence level is of them being better than they have been offensively. Michael Massey.
He's home run happy. That's the sad. No, not
home
right
runs,
now.
Home runs make me happy.
Not if you're going for him all the time. He's going to get a few home runs, but he's not a home run hitter. And that's what he looks like. He's up there trying to cartwheel and hit balls out of the ballpark, and that's not him. Not right now. No.
So you're not. You wouldn't bet on Massey to have a good August or a better second half.
Not right now. Not as long as he's trying to pull everything.
Okay, Bobby Witt Jr. is a superstar.
He's unbelievable. He's my MVP. I'm sorry.
Vinny is hitting very well, and I think it's going to continue.
Salvi's going to go through another hot streak.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm not worried about Salvi at all.
There we go.
That's
okay.
No.
So that's a good.
Yeah,
Bobby Witt Jr., Pasquantino, and Salvi.
Okay. Then you got it rolling. Yeah.
Now, I know that he's been the whipping boy for most of the year, but this is a legitimate question. MJ Melendez, he's hitting 194 with a 256 on base. You think he's just going to keep hitting 194, or do you think they've been very patient and loyal to him? Do you think there's a hot stretch coming? I'm not talking about turning his career on around or anything.
No, I wouldn't bet on it because I watched his at bats last night and he rolled over everything and got jammed. It wasn't any good at bats.
Jake, if you want to step in here at all, and if you say that if any of these guys you have any faith in, let me know. I have more faith in Massey than you do, I think. I'm with you on Melendez. I just cross my fingers and hope.
That's basically it. You hope he runs into one because he tries to pull everything. So.
Renfro's good. He's
Renfro's he's a good solid player.
He's been doing what he was supposed to do. He's not the problem.
Earning his money.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Adam Frazier. I don't.
There's a handful that are cookie cutter. They look exactly the same. I don't know who's coming up.
That's why I wouldn't mind if they decided, okay, let's give DeYoung.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, why not?
Now, I think this guy's a big key. Michael Garcia.
He is a big key because the thing with Michael is when he's not swinging the bat great. He hangs his head. He doesn't run hard. He does things that aggravate me.
So
and he's a very talented young man. You know what?
It's there.
Everybody goes through those stretches. Don't hang your head. Run everything out. Watch Bobby Witt Jr. He just hit a rocket one hopper to the shortstop, and it's a bang-bang play at first. He runs everything out hard. Do that. Yeah, you're going to make outs. That's part of the deal. You're going to make 7 out of 10. If you have a great year, 7 out of 10 times you're going to make an out.
It's going to be a big part of it, man. They have young players that they have believed in Michael Massey, MJ Melendez, and Michael Garcia. And those guys are all supposed to be able to be much better offensively than they've shown. Can one or two of them live up to what they were supposed to be in the second half?
I would, to be honest with you, I'd bet on Garcia. He's very athletic.
I like it.
I would bet on him before the others.
Bet on him. Jake will take your money right now. We'll be right back after this on WHB.